waiting on me? You waiting on me? Good morning, you guys. I hope you've had a lovely weekend. It's time to do some morning chores, starting with milking the cows. Oh, there's a trailer full of windows going to the front. That's exciting to see. Bear keeps trying to sneak his way in. Inevitably, somebody will come in through, like with the side-by-side, and he'll sneak in. Come on, Katie, let's go do chores. Katie girl. Katie's like the most unlikely farm dog. Y'all, this is my friend Samantha. Say hello, Samantha. She and her husband Jerry are here this weekend from Georgia. Some of you may know her because she's one of the moderators on our Facebook group, Friends of Roots Refuge. So you've probably seen her on there before. But they came up to visit this weekend and just hang out. Look at Hallie loving on Hope. Someone made a comment the other day about how loud the milk machine is. The milk machine itself is not extraordinarily loud. The generator is loud because we don't have power to the barn yet. And while I understand that hand milking is so romantic. Oh, thanks, Helen.
That's romantic too.
Yeah, that's romantic too. Helen deciding to poop right next to me. But hand milking is definitely romantic. We're still doing some hand milking, but Helen came from a commercial dairy in Vermont originally, and a lot of times commercial dairy cows are bred to be smaller built and to have really small teats because they machine milk. And so she is very difficult to hand milk. Oh, there goes Gabriel with his bowl. And it just works out better for us to have the machine when you're milking multiple cows. It allows us a little more freedom from the farm because we can have other people milk a little easier.
Her laying down on her udder forced the milk out onto the ground.
Oh my gosh. Look at that. That's just from her laying down. Bless it. So because this is loud, we're just going to do a little time lapse here. Eventually, when we have power to our barn, we're just not there yet, and all of this is set up, it'll be a little easier to make videos because it won't be quite so loud. Right, Helen? She's like, I don't care, just give me my breakfast. So I have Miriam up here in the barn because she's really close to kidding. I'm gonna go ahead and let her out today. She still has a little bit of ligaments. Samantha just checked her out and she keeps goats. I put her up here because it was raining all day yesterday, and she's the one that's just not a super great mom. She's actually a really cruddy mom. I'm being kind by saying not super great. Yeah, she's very close, as you can see. But today's sunny and nice, so I'm going to put her back outside so she can go with the herd. And I can keep an eye out for her in the field. And if she drops her kids out there today, it won't be that big a deal because it's not in the cold rain. All right, girlie, you want to go back? Come on. Come on. Let's go. No, you don't need to come in here. Let's go find everybody. Gosh, she's so close. Her udder's so full. I feel like she could be today, maybe tomorrow. Technically, she's not really due for a couple more days, so where's everybody? Where's everybody? They're all the way up there. The last video I made, Mayhem had kidded a single buckling. Well, then the next day, Mary kidded a single doeling. Actually wasn't here. Michaela, my sister-in-law, was here. And it's so funny because Maya and I got married. Michaela is Jeremiah's little sister. And Michaela was like so not interested in anything farm related. But then Jeremiah married me, and she was like, you know what? I'll watch the kids, I'll cook, I'll do anything. I don't want anything to do with the farm. Over the years of being around, she has been wrangled in multiple times to handling stuff like that. And the more capable she gets, like the more she loves doing it. So Mayhem has her little boy in the barn. We've opened it up. Hey, hey little dude. Hey little handsome Owen. Hey mommy. Hey girly. You sweet pretty girl. Oh, and here's Mary's kid. She's actually gone out with the herd, but she left the baby back here, which she's been a really good mom. She's a first timer. She had this little doeling. So this doeling is La Mancha. Mayhem is a Nubian, and her baby is half La Mancha, half Nubian. That's why he has those little ears. Mary is La Mancha, and Ross Poldark, who is the dad of all of these babies, the sire, he's La Mancha. So this baby's full La Mancha, and you'll notice they don't have any external ears. So sometimes we get messages from people saying, you monster, you mutilated that goat, you cut their ears off, why would you do that? We didn't, that's just how they're born. Right, little cutie? Right, little cutie? So it's really not a big deal that that little baby goat is in there sleeping without her mom, but I am gonna keep a close eye on it. Typically, if a doe begins to care for her kid, which she's been feeding that baby, we've seen it, and also the baby has like yellow baby poop, which shows that like the meconium has passed and she's obviously being fed. She's not lethargic, she's getting fed enough. But I'm gonna keep an eye on that. I'm practicing a new method this season of just kind of gearing more towards these goats being like a little more hands-off. And normally I like isolate them, keep them isolated in the week leading up to having their babies and for a week after they have their babies. But I think it actually stresses them out a little bit more, and it's not necessary when you have a really good mom. But I'm gonna keep an eye on that situation. I've been brushing the girls on the stand because, as you can see, oh, well, I don't know if you can see, but like there's like a shower of hair at every brush. Yeah. They're losing their winter coat because we've been having some cool nights, but it's barely been freezing, and then the days have been very warm here everywhere. So I was just telling everybody how you have become a farm girl without meaning to.
Yeah. That was fun.
Oh, now you've probably been thrown into quite a few situations just from watching our kids. She was a goat midwife this weekend.
Yeah, it wasn't that traumatic. It was just a little bit. I'm good now. I can handle it next time.
She's sending me videos. Is this normal? I'm like, it's normal. Everything's normal. It looks great. It's perfect. I was like, it's just going to take a little while. It's her first time. I was like, it all looks good. But it went pretty fast.
Yeah, it did.
And Ezra was there with you?
Yeah, I had to like talk him down because he was getting nervous.
Yeah.
And I was like, Ezra, it's okay. Like, you're giving it nervous energy, so let's just breathe.
Yeah. So you were a goat midwife and a support team doula for the goat. Yeah, birth is really beautiful and natural, and in most cases completely fine. And I don't know, I think I've had, I don't know how many goat births I've had on my farm. Over 50. I mean, there's been quite a few. And we've only ever had to intervene maybe 3 times, and one probably wasn't strictly necessary, but I just hated to watch her struggle. I probably could have let her keep going, but like only a couple of, oh, I don't need to do that. Only a couple of times that it actually was necessary, like a life or death situation. All right, I just got home, ran to town for just a little while, and this is the way it goes. And when I got back, I drove up that street there, and I noticed the goat herd was up there. They're over there now. And I noticed Miriam wasn't with them, so of course I parked my car in the driveway and came out looking for her, and I found her by the turkey pen as her second doeling, she had 2 doelings, was coming out. She's cleaning them off, which is good. And I'm thinking I'm gonna try to hobble her and let the kids eat. Now one of the kids, the first kid, ate while she was still laying down. It was like a go-getter. And I would really like it if she would accept these kids. She's never taken care of kids before. This is her 4th kidding. She's never cared for a kid. But I'm gonna be pretty persistent since I'm not milking the other goats. I kind of have more time to do that. So I'm gonna take her and these babies up to the barn. They're really cute. Jeremiah's making jokes. I was telling him we need to take these up to the barn and hold her so they can nurse. He said, what's a really good thing that Samantha stayed an extra night? He said, aren't you tired of resting and ready to work? Well, you do know goats, so at least there's that. We're equipped. 2 doelings. This is out of 4 kids, 3 doelings. Of course, the year I decide I'm not going to keep the goats is going to be like a ton of doelings.
Well, at least then it's the most profitable to get out of.
That's true. Of all the places to have your baby next to the loud turkey pen, Just like, I don't
Not
understand.
very peaceful.
No, no.
Not what I would have chosen personally.
Yeah.
To each goat their own.
That's right. Looks like a bit of a contraction there.
Is that a finishing up contraction or a let's go again contraction?
Yeah, we'll see. We're pushing something out. She had triplets last time, so I'm not fully convinced that she's done here. Once we see afterbirth, we'll know. I don't even know if you guys can hear me next to the gobblers over here. She laid for a really long time. Like, I came up as the second kid was coming out, and I just stood here, kind of watched. She seems a little uncomfortable, like she's trying to get to the point of pushing maybe again. Could just be afterbirth. At this point, I'm gonna wait about 30 minutes, and if I don't see like a kid or afterbirth and she's still acting like that, I'm gonna go and feel inside of her to see if maybe there's a kid that's not positioned properly. And if I feel nothing, the afterbirth can take up to 12 hours and still be very normal. Usually it's fairly quick, but when they're acting still like they're in active labor and kind of in pain, that's not really very normal. Usually they're not like pawing and working their jaw like this. That's kind of a sign that a goat is going through some pain. So Samantha's keeping an eye on it right now while I walk up here because I want to look at Nestle. I just looked at my records on my phone. We're really at that any moment stage. Now she's not actively acting like she's in early labor. They typically separate themselves from the herd and find a space where they feel safe to have their babies. Hey girls. Hey Ness, what's up girlfriend? Oh, you are looking large and in charge. We are getting pretty close. I feel like she probably still has a little bit that could tighten up in her udder, but by the look and feel of her, I would guess that she'll kid within the next 24 hours. I'd be surprised if it went much longer than that. Oh, hey Chloe, you coming with me? Now, her ligaments are still really hard and her udder's hardly swollen, so she's gonna be a little while. And Anna here, I think she's fairly close, but probably not any moment. She's still got quite a bit of ligaments. And then Maggie is pregnant, Winona is pregnant, neither one of them are super close. I'm not sure about Honor, and that's everybody. Nestle's the one I'm watching closest right now. Hey girls. Hey little girls. I've got Heffy out in the field now with the others. Hannah's gonna come over this week and try to work with us on getting Heffy grafted onto Hope. So we've stopped using the kick bar because basically Hope couldn't kick her. So then when we had him out in the field, she did kick her, and then Heffy wouldn't try because she wasn't used to getting kicked. So we took the kick bar off, and she is getting more persistent to push past that. And we're gonna work on maybe feeding Hope in the trough, not in the stanchion, and trying to get Heffy to come up from behind. I don't know, we're still working on it. Now, I had some people ask, well, would Helen adopt her? And she's very loving towards her and will lick her. She won't let her eat. And I would really rather us get her on Hope because I really want the option of skipping a day of milking or being able to have a day. Because once these calves are a little bigger, you can just leave them in with the mamas overnight and you don't have to milk in the morning because they'll drink all the milk. Not all the time, but it would just be nice. Right now, you cannot skip. So while we could maybe graft her onto Helen also, and we might still do that if we absolutely have to, I really want to try everything I can to get her on Hope. Also, Helen, she's a little hard to keep weight on. She's just kind of small framed anyway. And already, you know, she's kind of right at the edge of being almost too thin. Jerseys look thin. They look bony. But, and Helen's actually in good shape. She's just a little, it's just hard to keep weight on her. She's in good shape because we are being very intentional in how we're feeding her. Putting another calf on her, I'm just not really sure that that's gonna work. And then I'm stuck with Hope without having the option of having a calf to take the milk if I want that to happen. Y'all, this is just about my favorite time of day The lovely golden hour. We're almost in it. I like standing up here on the high part of our property and looking out over it. It looks so much bigger than it does from the low point. It feels like we're standing around watching an episode of some weird game show. Baby or placenta? What will it be? I would be surprised if it was a kid this long after.
Yeah, unless it's
Something's wrong. Yeah, or really big, yeah. This little baby is so cute. Gabriel, can you be sweet? It says a lot about Gabriel that she gave birth with him sitting right next to her.
Yes, so sweet. The relationship between LGDs and
Yeah.
their herds.
It's very cool.
Beautiful. It's so cool.
When I came up on her pushing the baby out, Gabriel was laying right next to her, so that says a lot about a dog. It says he's a good one. Right, dude? All right, Michaela's doing the farm girl thing again. I've got this tiny one. Actually, I'm gonna hand this one to you so I can lead Miriam.
Sure.
Miriam has just pushed out placenta, so I think we're done. Come on, little girl, let's go. Come on. That's not what that is. Yeah. We're going to go to the barn. Come on, let's go to the barn. Oh, here comes the cow herd. All right. Hey, let's be quiet. Hey, can we have some... Hey, let's have quiet in here where the mommy is taking care of the babies. What?
Can we put Raph up?
Oh, that's fine. Wow, this is a huge development.
The one with the weak back legs is latched on like twice on its
Good.
own. I got it on the first couple of times. And it nursed for a while. She's been pretty good. She'd turn around and smell and lick on them.
That's huge.
If she'd move like her leg like she's trying to swat at him a little bit, and I just tapped it back down. And
That's awesome. Miriam is taking care of her babies and letting them eat. This has never happened before. That's huge. Like, we've tried, the first 2 times she kidded, she didn't even clean them.
Yeah.
Like, she would not at all. And the second time she cleaned them, but every time we held her and tried to feed them, let them feed, like, she just would kick and kick and kick. She's letting these doelings eat. That's amazing. 2 beautiful little doelings that are healthy, eating, and being cared for by their mama. This is what we like to see. The little elf ears are so cute. Maya's over here doing the evening milking. Miriam just let her kids eat, Maya.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, Samantha held her up against the wall, but, like, she let them eat. And then she was kind of kicking a little bit, but, like, or lifting her leg up, but then she put it down, and maybe she had a change of heart.
I've seen other miracles happen with her. It happened.
Hallelujah looks like a cartoon to me. Don't quit. I'm not doing anything to her. A cowtoon. That's good. All right, well, I'm going to call that a solid win as for a day in farming.
Oh, yeah. It's always a good day when there's
Birth is always
well.
good. Birth that goes well, yeah. I was about to say, well, there's not always a good day when there's birth, but when there's birth, it goes well. All right, well, thank you guys for hanging out with us today. We bless you. Until next time.